Happy
Tuesday.
Tuesday. There you go.
Antes que vayas a decir Monday.
Yeah, that's some of the day sometimes. It's
Oh, sometimes or most of the time?
most of the times. That's what happens when you work a lot. Nobody says something you don't do.
When you work a lot, boy. Ya te dije que no te pongas celoso de mi tipo de trabajo.
No, prefiero andar andando que estar echado en
No.
la silla.
¿Ves? Yo sí puedo trabajar sentada, en casa, en computadora. Puedes llamarle lo que tú quieras.
Sí, como tú digas. So today's Tuesday, huh?
It is
Today is
Tuesday.
Tuesday, December 17th.
Still 2024.
Yes.
Just in case.
You should know that we're recording this, right? And then we're going to be uploading this into like 2025.
Como muy niña estudiante.
Yeah.
I think the glasses, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really,
Really,
makes my
really
eyes
proud.
chinkier though.
Makes your who what chinker? What?
It makes my eyes chinkier. Yeah.
No, I
don't.
think your other glasses make your eyes a little bit more chinkier.
Really?
Those kind of open your eyes a little bit more.
Wow. I've been lied to my whole life.
These make my eyes look darker.
No, pues wow. No.
Right up. We're talking about
No,
that.
pues wow. Es que nadie te iba a preguntar, nadie te iba a decir nada como quiera. Hey everyone, this is Brista.
I'm Joel.
And I'm Kathy.
And you're listening to the No Clue Podcast.
A space where we'll be having normal conversations that we have no clue what we'll talk about, hablando de nuestras vidas cotidianas y de nuestras experiencias espirituales. 3 individuals finding our space into this universe.
It's been an interesting Tuesday.
Yes, it has been. Yes, it has
It
been.
has.
Yep. Very weird dreams today.
Yes.
I don't know. Have you guys been experiencing some strange dreams? Am I the only one?
I always have strange dreams. But the dream that I had this morning, in one way or another, tops a lot of the dreams. It
In a positive way, I hope.
Oh, a positive way. Something. I guess something I've never felt coming from a dream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something I never felt coming from a dream. Usually, you wake up to a dream, you're like, "What the? What the heck?"
Yeah.
Like me on Monday.
I've had a dream before where I actually got tased in the stomach. I woke up with my stomach being all like my muscles. I felt them like apretados.
Sí.
When you're tightening up your body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I felt in that dream, I got tased, and I woke up like feeling like like I remember waking up just being like yeah, that was interesting too. But I get to I mean I've gotten shocked before. I'm an electrician, but I think tased, I think that may be a different level.
I would hope so.
Well, I guess it depends what you get shocked with. But I mean, tased really. I mean, you get tased like that. They stay connected to you.
Yeah.
I only work with 120, 240 volts. So if I get like that,
como a contraction.
That's how a contraction feels. Damn. I'll give it to you guys.
But see, because with a contraction, your muscles tend to tighten.
With cramps too, yeah.
Yeah, with cramps.
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess
Well, he wouldn't know none of that stuff.
Well, maybe
no.
we should get that device.
No.
Ooh,
Have you seen
see,
those? Yes.
see.
I'm gonna bring it up to my
We're
tia.
way out of subject.
I'm gonna bring it up to my tia.
Way out of subject.
Because
So back to these
Christmas is around the corner.
weird dreams you guys been saying, right?
Weird dreams.
Let's
You
focus
know, I
on
had
that.
a dream we bought you one of those cramp stimulators, and we had so much fun.
Contractions, not
Yeah.
cramps, contraction. Okay.
How do you mute, Kathy?
Oh, but yes, back to these
A ver,
dreams.
Katy, we throw the key.
Don't throw it too far. We still need you to talk. Dang,
Yeah.
we have no sign language, mommy. Or like facial signs. I don't know what you're trying to. That's what that is.
Good dreams. Do you want to share what dream you had today?
Yeah. So I had a dream about my grandfather, Abuelito Benito, your great grandfather.
Yes. Wait, hold on, time out. Before you start, we were just talking about him last
The
episode.
last episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And like now that I've had a whole entire day to actually think about the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one, it was pretty strange. This is the first. Well, I shouldn't say the first time. This is the second time that I dream with a loved one. Right. The first time that I dreamed with a loved one was a couple of years ago when my godfather had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
They had induced him into coma, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is when the whole entire COVID thing was going on.
Oh, okay.
And he wasn't able to make it, but my question always was, when last time I went to see him, and while he was going through this whole entire process, was, did he know what was going on even though he was in induced coma? Did he know that? Well, I knew he knew we were there, because the last time to see him, I went inside the room he was in, and me despedí and whatnot, right? I reach over, I lean over, and I give him a kiss on the forehead, and he teared.
And he what?
He teared up.
Oh, he teared up.
He teared. I mean, again, he was in induced coma, so that was that for me. That it felt good in a way, just because he had an idea what was going on. He was able to hear me. He was able to hear me. He was my godfather for 31 years.
Yeah.
31 years. But then shortly 2 nights later, that following, then I left. I came back to PA, and I was supposed to go back the following morning so I could help out, take care of him and whatnot. But that transition of that night, he had passed. So then I ended up going up. I didn't go back to Jersey, and then the following night, if I'm not mistaken, I had a dream about him, and he said, what did he say? He was like, "Yo te escuchaba, papi, pero mi cuerpo ya estaba cansado," he said. Because I was always wondering, like, does he know what's going on? Does he know what's going on with his body? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, he knew, so that was the first time I ever had a dream about a loved one who has passed, and today was the second time, and obviously different situations. My grandfather passed away maybe 11 years ago, Brisa?
9 years.
Oh, 9 years ago. Um, so and I didn't have as much. I didn't get to know him as much as I would love to, get to know him.
Yeah.
But today's dream was pretty cool. Was I was actually I was walking into like a small barn house, right?
Mhm.
Wooden, wooden. There was green grass all over the place, and there was a horse inside there. And the
Mhm.
first, so I got the horse, hop on the horse, and then just took off. But then something happened and then I remember taking the horse back. Something happened in between that I can't. I've been trying to figure out what it was.
Mhm.
For some reason, I ended up grabbing the horse again, hopped on the horse, and as I was getting on the horse, Abuelito Benito was walking toward the barn, and he says something, but I can't remember. I can't what it was.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Very interesting dream. Yeah, it's been in my head all day.
Really.
Yeah, again,
I mean, dreaming with a loved one, I I mean, the last time I dreamt with a loved one was in March of this year, and I still go back to that dream. I'm like, what? Para
yeah,
comprender un poquito más, because en ese día que soñaste de eso, you understood something. But then you look back at it and you got different clues, different thoughts, different feelings,
yeah.
so completely understandable why that would be on your mind all day. Yeah.
So, yeah, my grandpa says something. He was still pretty far away. He was walking towards the barn, and again he said something. I can't make out what he said.
Mhm.
But the horse just took off. Right, I
Mhm.
was took off, and the scenery was nice. There's a
Yeah.
couple trees here and there, all green. And there was a nice breeze, like a nice, cool, calm breeze. Just you were able to see
Mhm.
the grass was pretty tall, so you
Mhm.
how it was like just waving. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool. And then alongside of me to my left on another horse, Bruce's dad comes along. Right, he was in the dream, and then we were riding the horses further down. Now there was someone else in the dream, right?
Mhm.
But it was a male. I know he was a male further to the left.
Okay.
My gut tells me that was Theo Antelmo, my mom's brother, your grandmother's brother. Um,
Mhm.
did, did you meet her?
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
She froze on us.
She
Well, these are
did.
mine.
Yeah, no, she did on my end as well. There we go.
Um, my gut tells me it was Theo Antelmo, but I can't be like 100% sure it was him.
Yeah.
And we came to a point where there was this loud noise, right? So I turned the horse around, and then I see these helicopters, big army helicopters, right? And
Mhm.
I tell este mi tío chico, I'm like, tío, mira los helicópteros vienen, se ve que van a aterrizar, y me dice, no, se ve que van a despegar. Digo, no, ya aterrizó uno, right? It was
Mhm.
en la marina, right? And then there's two of them, so then one landed, I guess you could say, looking at it towards the right side, and another one landed in front of it, right? And then
Mhm.
when one landed, the horse speeded up, like without me going at it.
Uh-huh.
The horse speeded up, right? And it got to a point where I felt a little uncertain. Like I felt like I felt how scared I was because the horse was going at a speed that I wasn't used
Yeah.
to, But I was able to control the horse, and then went left and went back around, right? And that was it about like La Marina, todo eso, the helicopters and whatnot.
Mhm.
Y um, turned back around, and as I was going back to where I had left my uncle,
Mhm.
out of nowhere, a lot of water, como una cascada, splashing,
See?
really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice, you know. And then at the far end, I see someone else on a horse, but I don't know who that is. Yeah, I don't know
Male
who that
or
is.
female energy?
No, it was male energy.
Just
Again,
Male?
I would like to think that it was mi tío Tetemo. Was I have like for some reason
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he was
Like
in
it's
there.
gut instinct.
Yeah, but I didn't see him. I remember seeing Grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
I remember clearly seeing Brisa's dad. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and but then my alarm went off. When my
Ah,
alarm went off, yeah, my alarm went off. Right, I was all sleepy, you know, like struggling to get to my phone to turn it off.
yeah.
Went back, laid in bed, me quedé otro ratito, and then I'm like, and then it just hit me. I was like, holy shit! I just had a dream about Grandpa, and when I realized that, sentí like I felt such comfort and joy, como si like me hubieran like abrazado, like you know,
Yeah.
like I was so happy. Like I was really, I texted her right away before I even like before when I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just what happens. You just forget about your dreams, and you
Yeah.
try to figure out, what the hell did you dream about?
Happens to me all the
So,
time.
Oh yeah.
but I felt this like comfort and joy.
Mm-hmm.
I've never felt that before coming from a dream. I felt it in real life.
Mm-hmm.
My wife with my kids and stuff like that with my parents. Pero I see coming from a dream, and it's a little different
Definitely.
feeling from a
It
dream than
hits harder.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a lot. Like I felt the joy inside me.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, like I felt like like I guess you could say somewhat of anxiety, but like good. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It's really hard to explain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that was great. That was a good dream, and I'm pretty sure I won't forget about that dream. I'm pretty sure I won't forget the way I felt after I
You
realized
felt. Mhm.
Yeah.
I had a dream about my grandfather. Last time I saw
Mm-hmm.
him was way over 8 years, 9 years ago. You know,
Yeah.
so last time I saw him, it was I believe it was in 2006, 2005, 2006. That was the last time I saw him. In that February, and he passed away
In April.
Mm-hmm.
April
Mm.
8th.
2012.
No. 8 was the demo.
2012.
Just 2008 fue Tío Temo.
I believe so. 2008 was still
Thank you.
demo on November 8th. Still demo passed away November 8th, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was two. I remember November 8th because it's 2 days before my birthday,
Oh, okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Tío Temo
Mhm.
passed away in November?
I think, yeah, yo creo que sí. Yeah.
No me acuerdo.
Yo como no conozco los tíos.
Pues ves que
Bueno, no recuerdo.
él se fue para México en February, ¿no? Por
Mhm.
ahí. Y todo estuvo ese tiempo ahí.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was a crazy experience. It was an amazing experience, and I personally don't think I'll ever forget how I felt.
Mm.
And actually this morning también, I always walk up to the Santa Muerte's altar and I say good morning. Y le prendo un incenso.
Yeah.
I happened to look at the cup and había burbujas, right? Which since
The
I've
folk
been
sent us.
since I've been I don't know how to say it. I don't want to say following the Santa or I guess you could say it was. I don't want to say I'm full devoter because I feel like I'm not yet because I still need to learn more about her.
Mhm.
Pero like since I've been connected to her,
Mhm.
el vaso de agua siempre está clarito, 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 right? And
Mhm.
this morning I seen there was burbujas. I sent a picture over to your tia. Y and I left it like that. I grabbed the water, tossed it in the back, filled it up again, and placed it back.
Mhm.
Not too long ago, maybe about an hour ago, I went up to the Santa and just to look at the altar,
Yeah.
and the cup had burbujas again. I'm like,
Oh.
okay. Apparently, but when you have a burbujas, the batter is picking up stuff, whatever, right?
Mhm.
So I think my wife was like, what does that does it mean? I was like, you know what? Let's see if we could find an answer, right? So I searched it up. So when you have apparently, and I say apparently because we're not 100% sure, but this may
Mm-hmm.
confirm it on my end.
Yeah.
Apparently, when you have little bubbles, poquitos burbujas,
Mhm.
right, and it's not scattered all over your glass, just a couple here and there, it means that a loved one or spiritual or guide came to visit you. So that made sense
Wow.
for the dream that I had this morning. This morning I
Yeah.
woke up to having the glass of water con poquitas burbujas, right?
Mhm.
So that to me that just made more confirmation about the dream that I had and who came to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And again this morning I was real I mean I'm still happy about the dream. I was like my grandfather came to visit me.
Mhm.
And again that joy, that comfort that I felt, it
Yeah.
was it was fucking amazing. It was really amazing. I'm not trying to curse, but it
No, of course.
and yeah, it was just cool.
No, that's beautiful. I know exactly the feeling that you're trying to express. Um, I've I've like I had mentioned earlier, I too had dreamt with a loved one back in March of this year. I had actually dreamt with my sister's godfather, who I grew very, very close to as a child. And I saw him like a father figure as well. And so he had a very fast passing, um and we were unable to attend his services. Y siempre me quedé con esa, like, I could have called more, I could have, checked in more, I could have done more.
Yeah.
Um, but in March, I had dreamt that we were in New York. We were en un apartamento. O sea, no me recuerdo del apartamento. No me recuerdo de quién era el apartamento. Pero estábamos en un apartamento with my parents, my sister's godmother, and her kids. And y estábamos conviviendo. And for whatever reason, me, my sister, and my husband, in this dream, we went to a different room. We were playing video games. Y en eso que viene my sister's godmother. And she says, vénganse para la sala, les tengo una sorpresa. Y en eso, in the dream, my sister's like, I don't want to go, I'm scared. And my husband was telling my sister in the dream, if you're scared, don't go. And I was like, I don't think we should be scared. I think we should go. And so in the dream, we all hold hands together and we walk out. And I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys, but as we were walking out to this hallway, se, it just se hizo más largo el camino. And it just felt like we were walking forever and we were never able to reach that door. Pero in my dream, my sister had said something, no me recuerdo lo que dijo, pero en eso, the hallway that, que se hizo largo, se volvió en el size normal. Y toqué la puerta y lo abrí, y ahí nomás había un sillón grande, color café. Y en eso, que my sister's madrina is telling us to sit down and that we should cover our eyes. And so nos puso algo que nos cubrió los ojos. Y en eso que nomás escucho like footsteps. And then I got this strong whiff of cologne. But I recognized this cologne. And let me tell you, I have not smelled my sister's godfather's cologne in so long that hasta a veces se me olvida what that scent was. But in this dream, it felt so strong, so new. Like, not new as in a new scent, but new as in como he just sprayed it on. Like, recently
okay.
sprayed.
Sprayed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And I remember hearing the steps come closer. The smell got stronger, que diga. And when I had felt that he was right in front of me in the dream, I took off the cloth that I had on my face. And he came down to eye level and me dice, yo te quiero mucho, hija. Estoy bien. Y dice, yo siempre voy a estar con ustedes. And he hugged me really, really tight. And I did not want to let go. And I started crying in my dreams. I just started crying. And I was just telling him how much I loved him, how sorry I am, that I really missed him, that I wish he was here. And he just told me that everything was going to be okay and that he is always there. Y en eso, it just felt so real to me. It just felt so real to me. Y que en eso me despierto. Nothing woke me up. I had no alarm, no nothing. But I just woke up tears. And actually, my husband said that he was trying to wake me up because he heard me crying, but that I wouldn't wake up. Y que yo misma me levanté yo sola. Y en eso, I just started bawling my eyes out. I was like, oh my God. I was telling my husband, I was like, he was here. I felt him. I felt the warmth from his hug. I felt the smell of his cologne. I like, es como si estuviera aquí.
Yeah.
And I was just in awe, and I got really emotional because when he passed away, I tried so hard to connect with him, to see if I would get something from him, or I would just cry to him hoping that he would come to me and tell me that he was okay, and tell me that, you know, that he loved me, or, you know, just let me know that he was all right. And I tried, like I said, to connect with him, and I was never successful. Entonces, I was just in shock that I wasn't trying. I was just sleeping. And he came to me and he told me that everything was okay, and that he was okay, and it just felt so real. And I like you said, like that feeling, that warmth, that joy, that I felt all of it. And I called my sister. No, actually I lied. I texted my sister. I let her know. And then I called my sister's godmother and I let her know. And then she had my sister's godmother had also mentioned that she had dreamt with him as well that same day. Entonces, that just left me speechless.
Making his round.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was just like in awe. And I remember that day me and my husband went out and I found a penny, and I had always associated pennies with him, or nickels, dimes, any change that I found. I had always associated it with my sister's padrino, and I had found a couple that day, and it just made the dream more real. Like, he was here. He was with us, and I know exactly what you mean with those feelings, that rush of emotions, that realism that you feel. Like, I get it. Like, it just, I will forever cherish and remember that dream like yesterday, you know? So I totally get that.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Sí. Sí, pero today's dream was crazy. Today's dream, I don't know what to make of it. Me and my husband, we always, in the mornings, I take him to work. And I took him to work this morning, and siempre tenemos esa costumbre de, you know, how did you sleep? Did you have any dreams and everything like that? And so he had asked me this morning, and honestly, I was so tired. I was like, I don't know what I dreamt about. I have no clue. And I, you know, I asked him the same thing, and he told me that, you know, he felt like he dreamt, but he doesn't remember. And entonces, you know, we left it at that. But as I was working earlier, later in the day, que diga, I was actually talking to my tia Brisa over the phone, and she had mentioned about her dream. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I've been trying to tell you my dream. I was like, I remember my dream. I dreamt about something. And in this dream, we were in this house. I don't know where, but it was a house. It had a tree right in front of the house, and it was me and my husband outside. And my husband, he was making a fence, a wooden fence. And I was telling my tia, it felt like days were passing by, but like como si alguien fuera pushed forward on the dream, and you just saw the nights, the moon, the sky just going by. De repente se paró, and we were at nighttime again. And my husband in the dream was like, I'm hungry. And I was like, I'm hungry too. And he was like, but I think everything is closed. And then he said, this is this is why I miss Las Vegas, because everything's over here, everything's open 24 hours, you know? See, you know, something is always open. And he was like, that's what I miss. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And he was like, no, but it doesn't mean that I don't like it here. But I just don't know where here was, right? Y en
Oh, you're
eso.
lying.
Y
You're
en
lying.
eso. No, I promise. Espérate. Pero en eso, en el sueño. So when I dream, normally when I dream, I'm always able to tell time. And I can use my phone. I don't know if it's just a me thing. I don't know. But I've asked multiple people if they're able to tell time, if they're able to use their phones, y siempre me han dicho que no. Entonces, I guess I'm one of a kind. ¿Quién sabe? Anyways, in this dream, I get a text from my tia, who is like, come over. And I'm like, where? But we just pop up in the restaurant. The one in Kingston, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, it was an
we Listen, we just pop up in this restaurant. Is in my dream, my husband has never seen the restaurant, has never actually been to, you know, Pennsylvania yet. Trying to, anyways. And he makes the comment of he makes the comment that, oh, it's really nice, it's really pretty. And he was like, well, from what I can see, because it's dark outside. And I was like, no, it's really nice during the day. And so he was like, "Where's your tia? I don't see her." And I was like, "I don't know." Somehow we go inside the restaurant, and normally, you know, when I was there, my tia was always in the kitchen. My tia was always in her office. Like, you know, you just así pues pensaba que iba a estar en la cocina también mi tío. But we go in, we walk around the whole, you know, restaurant, you know, and there's no one there. But for whatever reason, we look I look in her office, and no, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I'm jumping ahead. I was looking in the kitchen, and look, and my husband is like, maybe they're here. And I was like, here where? Y en eso that he's gone. Right? But I had already looked in her office. There was nothing there. And then all of a sudden this door appears. This door. O sea, una puerta nueva. Like, if you know, like a brand new door, like you can see right through it.
Yeah.
Y en eso that I open it, and obviously I just see the wall. And
Wait,
then
pero where was the door?
right in front of her desk. Yeah.
Oh, that
Right
door.
in front of, yeah. This door was right in front of her desk. Thank you. I messed that part out. Thank you. Right
No,
in front
not
of
the
her.
door, not the door behind the desk.
No.
She saw a door in front of the
In front
desk.
of the desk. It was in front of the desk. And so
Okay.
I open it. There's nothing there. There's just, you know, the wall, you know? And so something tells me, you know, close your eyes and meditate. And I close my eyes and I start meditating, and in the dream, something tells me that all I have to do is believe. And I was like, all I have to do is believe. What does that mean? And I'm like, okay, I get it now. I don't know. Did I get it? Maybe right now I don't, but in the dream, I guess. And so I come back up from my meditation state and I say, I believe. Y en eso que abro la puerta, and my tia and tío are like, come in, come in. My husband is right there, and I walk into this new building. Just new. New. Brand new. Everything like new tables, new, you know. And then I'm like, what? And then they start mumbling things. And I'm like, what? And again, they start mumbling things I don't understand. But they like mute themselves. Like almost as if someone put mute on the control, like on the movie. Y después we sit down, we're eating, we're laughing, you know, we're having a good time. Y que en eso me despierto.
Why did you wake up?
Why did I wake up? Because I had to take my husband to work.
Oh. Pensé que también por la alarma.
No, he woke me up.
He was her alarm.
Yeah. He's the sweetest alarm too. He was like, baby, can you take me to work? Like, you have no other option. But I'm just like, what the heck? What was that all about? Like, I'm still trying to decode that dream.
It's pretty simple to figure out, mommy.
Interpretate, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I think a 5-year-old could solve that mystery for you.
You think so? Maybe we should get Junior on and have him.
I think so. That's pretty cool. That's strange. The door in front of the desk.
Like right in front. I was like, what?
What color was the door?
It was white. Like,
For some reason I thought it was like red or something.
No.
Random door.
No.
Random doors are usually red. And like cartoons.
No, y lo curioso is that I was telling her after she finished telling me was that that we're looking for a new place.
Wait, who's looking for a new place?
We are.
For the restaurant?
Mhm.
Oh. Oh.
Mhm.
Same location or area?
Same area. Yeah. Where we at? On Estad General Dollar across the street. There was
Oh.
this there's this
Mm-hmm.
building that I guess it was a bakery or is a bakery, but they closed down.
George told me about that. I remember. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I think on Friday or Monday. No, Friday. De la semana pasada yo le dije, I'm like, why don't you go over to the place and see if there's a sign or something. But he went and then he said there was nothing. And then today they went back and they went to talk to the guy, the owner from the coffee shop que está ahí.
Mm-hmm.
But he couldn't find the owner. But I was telling her, I'm like, it's funny because we started looking for a new location.
So, in other words, Kathy and her husband are moving to PA. Decided to in a new location for their business, and all is good.
Well, what I had told her was that did I just see into her future?
And to yours too.
Yeah, pues sí.
Very much. And your husband was pretty happy.
I mean,
Yep.
he was eating that food real good.
You need to have a conversation with her husband, like, PA is not such a bad place. That's cool. That's cool.
No, I was really shocked when she told me that they were looking for a new place because I just learned that today as well, after I had told her my story, and I was like, stop it, you're joking. I was like, I
Y
need to
eso que
see your
hablamos
face.
todos los días,
Yes.
no te lo había contado. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this trip because I went. I guess I went to get food, and Jorge he showed me. He was telling me. He was showing me where exactly the place was at. So yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
it was like a double confirmation.
Yeah. So I was like, whoa. I was like, I have to see your face. I was like, you better answer my FaceTime call.
And
Yeah.
your face to make sure that you weren't lying to her. I
No,
don't
because
know.
I was just really shocked. Like, how is that even possible?
Mhm.
That's cool. Got this moving to PA.
Not confirming anything yet.
Oh no, it's okay. We know now.
We know.
We're just waiting on when,
On when?
on when.
Hopefully
We
sooner than later.
say it louder for the people in the back.
Sooner than later. Jeez.
And then
But
when we move, and then when this move does happen, or if it happens, they're gonna be like, no, go back to Vegas.
not coming from my end.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
We won't be that rude. We'll just put a barrier on our doors and boom. I'm not gonna keep. You can still stay in PA.
Oh no.
It's like just stay away from here.
I'm sorry. I had to.
Just wave when you drive by.
Just hunk. I'll be like, there goes my sobrina.
Oh no. That's crazy. That's wild.
No, that's cool. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Where'd she go? Oh,
Sorry.
there she is. How did you do that Zoom thing? Like you were like zoom out and
That was not me. That was not my doing. Eso yo
oh,
no fui.
man. She's lying. She had like a big wand.
That's funny that you mentioned that. Because yesterday I went out. I had dinner with my family, with my dad, my sister, and my sister's boyfriend. They had invited us over for dinner, and we had a good time together. It was nice. Um, and after we had finished eating, they got a s'mores kit, and I was like, okay, let's all go. We made some s'mores. Um, and I guess the fire had just been turned on or something. Pero la lumbre no estaba muy fuerte. And so I started blowing on it para ver si se encendía un poquito más. Y en eso que se prende, o sea, se prende. and so I'm right here. My dad's in the middle, and then my sister's, to the left of him. And then my sister's like, "You see that? Watch out. Don't get her mad. Because she has her superpowers." So I don't know. And my dad couldn't stop cracking up. He was like, "Oh yeah." And he said, "Oh, witch."
Oh, wow.
I was like, "Oh man."
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
He called you a witch.
They called me a witch. Yep.
How about you,
No.
buddy? Anything
Me? Oh,
interesting?
man.
Yes. If you guys
Well,
haven't
mine.
already, go grab your popcorn. Go grab a nice drink. You're in for a ride with this one.
Like,
Ay, ay, ay. So mine wasn't today. Mine was on Monday. My weird dream. So en mi sueño fue que apparently I lived inside my car. I was in front of a house. It was a really nice house, but it didn't seem that I was in PA. It didn't feel like I was in PA. It felt like I was in another state, in a warm state. And needless to
Louisiana?
say, huh?
Louisiana?
No.
Oh,
Hold on. Espérate.
oh boy.
So I see this lady coming out of this house. Now that, like I said, the house was really nice. Lo de the front of the house, it was like brick style del piso. Tenía como un pasillo para llegar a la puerta. So it was a really nice house. Pero a yo ver this lady coming out of her house, I get the surprise that I'm seeing the lady who I buy Tupperware from.
Wow.
and she's in Texas. So I go and I asked her that I needed a shower, that it has been days that I couldn't find a place where to take a shower. And then she will let me come in to take a shower. And she said yes. She allowed me to go in. I saw that there was two bathroom. One that it was like a fully completed bathroom. And the one where I shower it had the toilet and just like a bathtub with the shower head y nada más. Pero I saw that her shower was just white. Like everything was just white. White floor, wall, like everything was just white. So I was like really careful
With the
at
brass and
how
that.
I was really careful when I was like going into the shower and coming out of the shower. I make sure that everything was clean back again. And that as I was done showering, I came out. She walked me through her house and me presentó por decir like her husband, her kid, and and um and that I had walked in. That's something that looked like the kitchen because it wasn't a kitchen, but it looked like a kitchen because it seemed it had like a sink and a stove, pero no era like a fixed up kitchen. Y
Mhm.
que miraba yo a donde there was long tables, pero eran wood tables, like a yellow wood table. One long wood table, and yo decía, oh, this is where she puts all her Tupperware, and this is where she sells, because I saw like the tripod and everything. And then from there, I just woke up because I heard my phone started to ring. Pero soñé con la señora de Tupperware.
You must really watch her a lot.
Well, this is the thing.
Religiously.
She goes live Wednesdays. She goes lives Wednesdays and Sundays, and she goes lives on Sundays cuando nosotros empezamos a grabar. So yo no la termino de ver. So this Sunday, this Sunday terminamos y yo me acosté and I was gonna start to watch her. Then that my husband tells me, he's like, turn it off and just go to sleep. I'm like, no, because I'm not tired. If you want to go to sleep, you go to sleep. I want to keep on watching. But I did fall asleep. I ended up falling asleep, and when I woke up, she was still going on. Like, because that was a recording that I was watching.
Oh, okay.
So then I woke up and I just turned it off and I went to sleep.
You
But
went
I did.
to her.
Yes. I went to sleep listening to.
That's cool. Isn't there a name for that?
I don't know.
There
I
is.
don't know.
You got me because I have no clue.
There. It's always a weird fucking. It's always a weird name. Pretty bad. I think I'm doing a pretty good job not cursing.
Sure.
That could be worse.
No, he has.
No, that is true. No, he has.
It could be worse.
Yeah, that's
No.
what I'm saying. He has, because it could be worse.
Mhm.
Name for that, but I'll find out. But that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you fell asleep listening to her or recording her voice. Oh, we gotta try that.
With who?
I don't know, just random. I don't know. There's something random. That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
stick-
Yeah. Entonces me dice Katy, well, hopefully you won't end up moving to Texas now.
Because I told her, I was like, we better not move to PA only for her to move over here to Texas. Well, Texas is really close to Vegas, kind of.
I mean,
It's
but at least
on this side.
you'll have a house and there's a tree in front of your house. She has a car.
You know what? You're right. You're right. I'll take the whole barricade thing, put it in. Toss it out. You're right. You're right.
This really trips me out because it opens this way.
That's funny. That's pretty cool. Falling
Yeah.
asleep to someone's voice.
If only that works for like when you needed to study. Geez, if only that worked when I needed to pass an exam or something.
That'd
Well,
be too
maybe
good.
you didn't know, that something like that could happen.
I don't know. I fell asleep on a lot of lectures. So I didn't remember any of them.
Oh,
Watch our teachers listen to this stuff.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I still passed her class.
Oh, man.
It is.
Eso es lo que importa.
Yeah.
Sleep with a good, with a guided meditation.
Meditation. Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty cool. I have to ask my wife if she'll be cool with that.
I have done putting music meditation music while we
Yeah.
sleep, and there's
Me
this
too.
one that I like going to sleep with, but Jorge cannot fall asleep to it.
That's interesting.
Jorge cannot go to sleep to it. He tells me in the morning he doesn't turn it off. If it would have been me, I would have turned it off.
He's just better than you, I guess.
I guess he is. and when in the morning when we wake up, he's like, "Don't put that one again because I can't sleep with it." And I'm like, "Oh." But when I first put that meditation on, I saw a green light, like just hovering us.
Oh.
It was just a green light. And
Okay.
then y yo le decía que se sentía muy caliente en el cuarto. Y él decía que no, él no sentía nada. And I'm like, no, it is. It's really hot in here. And I was like, there's like a green light. And he said that he wouldn't see it. He wouldn't see it. But this is the thing. The meditation that I put on, it was for one of the archangels.
Ooh. Okay.
Which one?
Yeah.
Megatron.
Oh,
Never
I'm not
heard.
familiar.
So Metatron es el arcángel, el que dicen que he's next to God, that he's like the
Like
first,
God's right hand.
something like that. I believe they said. Yeah, they say.
If I didn't know any better, and if you didn't say it was an archangel, I would have thought it was some Marvel character or something.
Well,
The Avengers.
from what I heard in somebody else's podcast, I think it's lo veo, se percibe de esa manera.
Like a superhero.
Es muy interesante su historia de él.
Okay, you're gonna have to share that one because I'm interested.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I believe his color is green or something like that, but I'm not 100% sure. But when I put it on, when I put that meditation from him, I just saw a green light, te digo, above us, and the room just felt really, really hot.
Really?
What was the archangel's name again?
Metatron. But yeah, but he's not able to sleep with it.
Oh, because I also play music when, going to bed. Oh, wow. Oh, that is so cool.
No sé. Yeah, I think so.
That is
that's
cool. That is really cool. But I recently started putting the 528 hertz, which is like positive vibes. And I do feel like I feel well rested at times. Pero antes, I would put affirmations. But then my husband's name is also Jorge. Entonces my Jorge wouldn't be able to sleep with the affirmations. Or I would just put like nature, like birds, water. Y yo me quedo bien dormida. Yo sí duermo bien. But him too, he'll say, not that one, go back to the other one, and then, he doesn't turn it off.
I have to try it out with my wife, see what she does, which one she could fall asleep with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty amazed. Pretty cool,
Huh?
pretty cool dreams this week.
Yeah, they were interesting.
Weird ones.
Yeah.
For sure. Your one takes first place for weird.
Definitely.
Cool at the same time. I mean, that's interesting. Falling
Yeah.
asleep. Actually, falling asleep, or really, I guess, maybe not really knowing that you fell asleep listening to someone else's voice and talking and having a dream. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Weird and cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is.
Last night, I remember as I was falling asleep or trying to fall asleep, I remember manifesting, right?
Okay.
Manifesting pretty much what I will love. I will love to like pretty much happen this New Year. And definitely had nothing to do with my grandfather, or but
you never know. You never know. You never know that hug sensation that you felt, that warmth. You don't know what could it mean into all that.
That's true. There's times when I actually like when I'm trying to fall asleep, and just like the Reiki sessions, I try to fall asleep, but trying to see something. I try to see something. Last night, I remember what Brisa said. Pretty much, she just the way that she let go. I was falling asleep, and I didn't try to see anything. I was just really just focused on manifesting what I want. What I want for next year coming up.
Yeah.
And I guess I just fell asleep, like with that in mind.
Yeah.
And again, just the dream. Yeah, I mean, never know. The dream could have something to do with what I was manifesting, one way or another. I have no idea. But it's a pretty cool dream.
Yeah.
I bet. No, that's. I think dreaming with a loved one is such an amazing thing.
It is.
It's like the best gift that they could give you.
And another thing I realize is that it's really on their time.
Oh, definitely.
Sí.
Yeah.
Es así. It's always on their time.
My dad's mom passed away 1999, April 6, 1999. I was 8 years old. So I only remember so much about her. Now I've been in communication with her through channeling, not just actually the first time I had channeling, she came through for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. But I've always wanted to see her in a dream. Like I did get to see her prior to that, and the first class that we took with our
mentor.
I don't know why I can't remember that damn word. That's when you saw Tio Temo
and Grandpa.
Grandpa, right? I did see her just like maybe for like a split second. It was pretty cool when our mentor was reading the passage she was reading, and she mentioned the light. I saw the light, and then I saw my grandmother. But it was like for like a second, And I
Mhm.
remember, like, felt like I had her like right in front of me. Pero I've always wanted to have like a dream about her and like have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
Have a conversation with her because I only remember so much about her, you know.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And when I first had that my first challenge session and she came through, um, I've always since she passed throughout the years, I've always had a lot of questions, lots and lots and lots of questions for her, you know. And
Mhm.
this is way before I knew channeling even existed, really, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and all these questions that I had all these years, she was able to answer them without me asking our mentor to ask. Mm-hmm. So
Really?
yeah, that was pretty. Everything that I've always wondered, um, she was able to answer. Like I didn't have to ask, put it that
So
way. I had to ask at all.
let me ask you this. During this, was it verbally, telepathically, or how were you understanding this information that she was giving you?
I was about to say her name. Our,
Our
our,
mentor?
yeah, she would. No, she would tell me verbally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, literally, she would just pretty much, she would just whatever, however, my grandmother was relaying this
The
message
message.
to
Mhm.
her.
Mm,
She
okay.
was just, she was just telling me, she
Gotcha,
said
gotcha. Okay.
this, that, and then, I mean, I teared. I teared.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to know her answers. I've always asked. I've always asked. I would always ask her questions. I've always wondered stuff. And what I'm me asking our mentor to ask her, she just let it out. That was such great confirmation on that end. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it was a confirmation of that to know that they hear us.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That it doesn't need to be out loud for us to speak, for them
Yeah.
to hear us. That even just silently of being um just in our minds,
Yeah.
that they're able and capable of listening to us. That
Yeah.
was a great confirmation from
Hmm.
that she was able to give you.
Yeah. The challenge
Yeah.
is pretty cool. I've had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
confirmation with challenge, and I tell you much. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of
Also,
confirmation. Lots of them,
yeah.
man. Some of them are pretty funny. It's pretty funny. They watch over you.
They
You know,
do.
over you.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, the one time I was up in Carbondale, uh, it it was probably around
I think
November-ish.
around this time. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I was around November-ish. I was up in Carbondale. I had decided it was smart for me to back up into this yard, right? I got stuck in the mud with my van. Yeah, I was regretting that. So, anyways, I had trouble getting the van out of there. The back tires were just spinning, spinning. Put
Mm-hmm.
gravel underneath there. Tried everything I could. Right. My dad came to the rescue. He has his big truck. Pulled me out of there. Cool, right? I think maybe a week later, or I don't know how many weeks down the road, I had another channeling session. Right. My godfather comes through. He already had passed by this time. He comes through, and he was showing our mentor these rubber mats, right? They're about maybe 10 inches wide and like 3 feet long or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was showing her this, right? I'm like, And then I didn't understand where he was going with this, right?
Mm.
It's like, did you get stuck anywhere? I'm like, yeah, yeah. And he's like, well, he was there. He was at one point. I had someone that's in the driver's seat, right? And at one point, I was getting so frustrated that I was like, I had gravel underneath the tires, so hopefully it grabs or whatever, and then it just goes. So I had gravel underneath both tires, both back wheels, and at one point, I was like pushing as hard as I can. While the person that was sitting in the front, was stepping on the gas. I was like pushing, and my godfather was showing our mentor that, but he tried to help, but he couldn't. That he tried. Oh, and it all started because I never cleaned the van after that. I never power washed or anything like that. Yeah, that's how I started. And she was like, he's saying something like trees growing underneath the truck, or work
The
truck, or
trees growing underneath.
That's a
yeah,
tree.
right. And then that's how it started. And then that's when everything came to mind. Like, well, yeah, I mean, and then the Matt's thing came through, right? I'm like, yeah, I
Mhm.
got stuck. It's like, she asked me, if like, yeah, I did get stuck, and then she was saying that he was there, that he was pushing, but he couldn't help much. But his intentions were to help me push
Aw.
that. There was
Push.
a point where literally I was behind that man, I was pushing. I felt like I got tired. I was literally pushing, trying to get that thing out of there because I needed to. Because I was digging myself more into this lady's backyard.
Mm.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a funny moment. You know,
Oh.
they're with you.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
he's there was another time. Maybe it was the same channeling. He was like, I was working up in an attic remodel. We were remodeling the attic, and he had told our mentor that to watch for a leak come from the roof. Right, watch for a leak from the roof. And she's like, "Are you working in the roof?" I'm like, "No, I'm not working on the roof. I'm remodeling an attic." She's like, "Well, he's saying something about water, right?" She says that he likes to, when he's around me, he likes to be up high because I like to get information from every single angle, and it's true. Like, so he's always, whenever he's around me, he's always watching me from up high. Well,
Oh.
needless to say, um,
Mm.
there is a vent pipe coming from a bathroom, right? That
Mhm.
I went to up to the attic and up to the through the roof. It wasn't a big mess. We noticed that it was dripping, drip, 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 and and that was the only thing that crossed my mind that would actually leak because we weren't really messing with the roof or anything like that.
Mhm.
We did repair a small section of a roof, but it had rained prior, and that was good. So we fixed that. But then I noticed that the drip on right next to that pipe. So I ended up going up to the roof, and then
Mhm.
I sealed it. But that's I mean that it's pretty cool when you get to when they tell you this stuff, and then like, because
Yeah.
me, holy shit, the roof is like they're gonna pour on us for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But thankfully it was just something small. But if I would never seen it, we would have closed everything up, and I would have
Mhm.
back, figure it out, open it up, and then repatch it. So it would have been a bigger mess on you know down
On
the
your
down.
end, yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting how they just come across and like give you little hints here and there. You know, Yeah, it's they're always with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eso sí.
definitely.
It's very
Yes,
true.
yes.
Mhm.
It's neat. It's nice. Just it's boost of confidence that you're not alone.
Mhm.
You have someone, and not just someone. You have a lot of.
A whole team
You have a crew.
behind
You
you.
have a crew behind you,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
everywhere, guiding you the best way possible, the best way they're able to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's up to us to make the right decisions, so we are able to see those signs or not.
Definitely.
Mhm.
We're gonna miss them.
Oh
I've
yeah.
missed them.
Mhm.
Pretty sure I've missed plenty of them.
Same
You know,
here.
so but it's a pretty cool feeling knowing that you pretty much you have a whole entire squad,
Mhm.
next to you, around you, trying to protect you one way or another, try to guide you to the right direction as much as they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yep.
Mhm. That is very true.
Have you
Very.
had channel session?
I have, yeah.
Cool.
I have. My first one with our mentor when I went to PA in late October. um, it was really interesting. My sister's godfather came through. And that's where I also got the confirmation que era él que me estaba dejando las
Monedas.
moden
Monedas.
Monet.
penny, dimes, loose change. Oh man. Um yes. He did come through. He did let me, again, communicating through our mentor that he was okay. That he sees me and my sister as one of his own. And that he's always there. Um During this session as well, our mentor had also mentioned about said house with the tree in the front yard as well. So it was very cool. I would definitely would love to do another session, and this time I'll be a little bit more prepared and have an idea of how it all
Works out.
works. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Oh,
Um
record.
Yeah, no, I did record the session. She did tell me that I could, so I did. I actually listened to it again. I want to say last week.
A couple of times, yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm. I have listened to it. Um and so I would like another one. Y para preguntarle if she can help me figure out who my guides are, cuz I am still stuck on that one.
I don't know if she will tell you. I
No?
don't think so, no. She'll probably let you figure it out on
Figure
your
it
own.
out. Ugh, I've had a feeling.
She'll,
Yeah,
I don't think
because
she
she.
will do that, which is
Mhm.
good in a way.
Mhm.
But then you're pretty much getting the easy way.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Especially if she knows that
You
you're
have.
capable of doing it.
Yeah.
She's
Mhm.
not just
Yeah.
gonna hand you like, these are your guides. Have fun with
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
Especially if she knows that you have the ability. She'll tell you. She tells me all the time, you
Mhm.
could do it.
Mhm.
If she
Mhm.
knows you have the ability to do it, she'll tell you.
Mhm.
She'll tell you could do it. She's
Yeah.
not just here you go. These are your
Yeah.
guides.
Mm-mm.
I guess I
No.
gotta keep on
It took
studying.
me about, what was it? When did we do the ESP?
2 years
A
ago,
year ago or 2 years ago? 2 years
the
ago.
first
Okay.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. It took me 2 years for me to, from then
Mhm.
till me and you started um meditating to get to my male, the one,
Oh, okay.
my male guy. It took me
Mhm.
2 years because when we had done the ESP class, I had seen him, but not fully, completely, and I
Yeah.
only saw a glimpse, and then from there, that's it. And I had questioned her about it, but she told me, no, keep working. He'll come. You just
Yeah.
gotta keep on working. And I my with my last channel that I had with her, I mentioned to her that I had seen him,
Mhm.
and she did confirm. But she will help you confirm that
Mhm.
100%.
Oh,
But
okay
she
then.
won't
At least
hand it to
she'll
you
help
easily.
confirm.
Yeah,
um.
she's not gonna hand it to you easily. Especially
Yeah.
como dice Joel, if she knows that you're more than capable. And she even told me, she
Mhm.
said, "Well, it took you 2 years to get to him." Um,
Yeah.
and even she even said, and being me, somebody that um you're not on top of it all the time. Like I don't do meditations every day. I don't
Mhm.
sit down with my guides every day. And
Yeah.
he was able to come in like that.
Mhm.
She's like, that's something. And she's like, you need to sit down more to figure it out. You know, what is it really
Yeah.
going on? Mhm.
That's what I need to do. I mean, I haven't meditated since the last one we did, DM.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, with that man with the angelic voice. My God, that was a trip.
But that was
um,
what, 2 weeks ago when I got sick, no?
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but when we have meditated, I've only seen orbs. I haven't seen faces or heard names yet. I've only
Mhm.
seen orbs.
That's how they start.
No.
They're orbs.
Well, who's gay?
I
Hmm?
don't know. I don't know if that's the archangel or if that's a
Mhm.
guide. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm not
Aunque
sure.
sea,
I
aunque sea
have
un arcángel, es un guía
it's like
que está
yeah,
ahí.
that is true.
Mhm.
That is true. I guess I just like knowing.
And that's
And not
okay.
knowing I lose patience.
No,
But I'm working on.
pero es que eso no está mal. That's fine,
Yeah.
Um, wanting to know is part of us being human.
Oh, of course. Eso
Mm-hmm.
sí.
You know, having patience is another thing. You need to have patience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
having patience
definitely.
is completely different. But us wanting to know, that's more than understandable because we're human. You know.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, our loved ones come in a whole different ways, channeling dreams, weird
Mhm.
dreams.
Symbols,
Mm-hmm.
animals.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know,
It's true.
I had someone else a while back, maybe about a year ago. Um, I had a tarot card reading.
Mhm.
Um, and prior to that, I've always seen. Oh, well, that morning actually, I was walking one of my dogs, right, and I think I saw a nickel on the floor.
Mhm.
Cool, I didn't pick it up. I just left it there.
Mhm.
Then there's been other times where I would see dimes or pennies or whatever, but I don't pick them up. I just leave them there. That morning I saw a nickel. I had this tarot card reading with this lady, and she was going about her cards and whatnot,
Mhm.
and she confirmed. Well, I didn't even ask her. And she's like, "Do you see coins here and there, change here and there?" I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I did this morning." She's like, well, that's your guys letting you know. One of your guys letting you know, female. She said, that's one of your female guys letting you know that everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be good.
Really?
And I still do. So today, I still not every single day. Once in a while,
Yeah.
here or there,
Mm-hmm.
just randomly, or even when I'm in a customer's house,
Oh, okay.
maybe I'll move something, just to get to an outlet or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time I see some sort of change on the floor, I don't pick it up. I just say thank you.
Oh, I
Oh,
pick it up.
I do too. I was just about
I
to
pick it up.
say.
This lady told me, I won't say her name. She told me, she's like, she won't feel offended if you don't pick it up. She understands. I'm like,
Oh,
my mind
Mm.
is someone else may need that.
yeah.
Not saying that I have it, but if I have change, someone else may not have it. So I don't ever pick them up. I see them and I say thank you.
Oh, okay.
I always say thank you. And that's that's one of the reasons why I don't pick them. She said she won't get offended if you don't. They're not there for you to, you could pick them up
Yeah.
if you want to, but she's just reassuring you that everything's gonna be good.
Now, is
Everything's gonna be
any loose change, or is there
No, any
a
of those
specific
change.
coin?
Mhm.
I've seen dimes. No, I've seen dimes, quarters, nickels, pennies. I've seen more pennies than anything else.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Mhm.
But it's just random, It's just
Mhm.
really, really random. When last time I seen one before Thanksgiving, I was troubleshooting a house
Mhm.
and I was moving stuff around. And out of all the stuff I moved stuff around in 2 rooms. Out of all the stuff that I moved around, I saw 1 penny.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, and
So
but for me that was confirmation because I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Mhm.
I just always I left it there. I just said thank you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Como
So I
dice mi
have
tía.
Mhm.
Ajá.
Go
Oh, I
ahead.
was gonna say, yo los levanto. I pick them up. I say thank
No,
you, but I
I
pick them
pick them
up.
up too. It depends on the place where I'm at, because I have seen the coins that I refer to a certain person.
Mhm.
I have seen them even while I'm cleaning the offices that we clean.
Oh.
Those I don't. Those I see and I say thank you and I leave. I don't touch them. Pero
You know who picks them up? My youngest daughter. She picks them up. I tell her. I did tell him, like, whenever you see any some sort of change, it might be my guide, it might be one of your guides, it might be one of our
mhm.
guides, reaching out to us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He picks them up. No, I don't. You could leave it there or just say thank you. But
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's a
it's funny.
choice that
Oh,
she made.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
boom. She puts it in her pocket and she shows me, and she's like, it's pretty cool because she's like, my guy's watching over us, stuff like that.
Oh.
Cool, yeah.
So
Cool, yeah.
Oh.
sweet.
Yeah, especially she's the one that's more open up to it, like more
Yeah.
open to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when she gets so excited when she sees, like, even a penny. She
Mhm.
goes to it,
Mhm.
she just grabs it, she shows me, and then she puts it in her pocket.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So les tengo una pregunta. So
Mhm.
I had went to this class and they were talking about finding coins, finding just certain things,
Mhm.
and they labeled it as mm, como siendo que lo encontraste porque estabas ahí, porque estaba ahí tirado, por decir, en el piso. It
Mhm.
wasn't um when I was told, when I heard that, it it felt like I was getting slapped in the face. Because for me it felt like you're telling me then that finding, something that you consider for yourself value, because if we're talking about a guy or we're talking even about a loved one,
Mhm.
um that is sending you these messages through pennies or coins or just symbols, you're telling me then that it's just because you were there and they were just probably, if you stomp into a penny or dime, that is because somebody dropped it. Well, yeah, must have been that somebody dropped it, but it luckily
You
that
went.
you
Mhm.
walked through it and something made you look down and for you to see it, you
Yeah,
know?
for it to catch your
A lot of
eyes.
people probably have walked through there and stepped
Didn't
on
see it.
it and didn't even
Mhm.
see it. But what made you or made me walk around there and I was the one who saw it. You know, it made me feel, I don't know, it just made me feel some sort of way when I heard that, oh, you found it because it was there, because somebody must have dropped it, and
So
that's
they were
about it.
basically so they were basically saying that it was like a coincidence.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, what do you think? Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, how do you feel about that?
It's,
I
go ahead.
when I go ahead, Theo.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you. When I see, the pennies or a symbol that I relate to a relative, I I don't think of it as a coincidence. I think of it as that day I needed to
Mhm.
that
Confirmation.
day is when I needed more. Y
Mhm.
me dan esa
Mhm.
confirmación, así como dijo tío, que ellos están ahí. Ellos me
The
están,
reassurance. Mhm.
vigilando.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, even with the angel numbers, we had talked about our angel numbers, our first episode. Even with
Mhm.
those también, like I don't think it's a coincidence. I definitely feel like it's just or the sign or reassurance that you needed ese día, or
Mhm.
that lift that you needed, because not all days are good days, y a
No.
veces we something happened that day that we feel down, we feel like giving up, we feel, you know we maybe we felt like we got our hopes up for nothing, y yo encuentro una modenita ahí. I hope I said that right. and and I'm just like and I find it, I see it, and that for me is just a sign that, today, although it ended, crappy or whatnot, but I was here, I was there, I
Mhm.
was listening to you, I was giving you extra love, or I don't think that's a coincidence at all. No.
I don't think so
Mm.
either. No, I definitely don't think so. Even before I knew what they meant, I didn't pick. I never picked them up. Didn't. So why? In my head, like, why start now? Just because I know it's coming from one of my guides.
Mhm.
Why start? I just decided just to say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I. I mean, we know it's a message because of what we've been doing, what we've been following, what we've
Yeah.
been practicing.
Mhm.
Before maybe I probably would have said, yeah, I just you just happen to see, or I just
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like everyone else, especially if they don't have knowledge. Not saying that we have full extent knowledge of this yet,
Mhm.
Yeah.
there's some people there that just still don't have knowledge or want to be, I guess, to say maybe ignorant about
Mhm.
this topic.
Mhm.
I mean, not trying to be rude or anything, because everyone has their own opinions and choices on
And
what to follow, what
experiences.
to believe.
Everybody gets to remember that we're talking about our experiences.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. Mhm.
So, no, I definitely, I strongly believe that it's one way or another, it's a message. Whether even if you're having a good day,
Yeah.
to see an angel number, or to see a coin, whatever, it doesn't matter what dimension it is, or to see a coin, even if you're having a good day, it's still a positive booster. You're
Mhm. Yep.
not just a confirmation, it's just probably them telling you you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't always need to be having a crappy day, for them to send you a message. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah,
That's
you,
true.
that's true.
it doesn't always have to be a bad day. You can
Mhm.
have a whole entire week of just hell of a great days, and you'll probably get a message here and there, and that's
Mhm.
very much, to me, it's just them assuring you you're on the right track.
Mhm.
Stay where you're at.
Yeah.
You know,
There was this one time, and this is the reason why in that class I brought it. It wasn't. I didn't even bring it up in the class. I brought it up to the person who did the class. I brought it up that it
Mhm.
was that I had went up to Mount Pocono to do an office clean, and it was at night. It was a Friday night. Um, and as I was walking to go dump some boxes in the trash at a dumpster, I was walking, and I remember just giving this huge sigh because I was tired. I was tired,
Mhm.
and I have just sighed out, just a huge sigh. And I was walking to the to the dumpster with this box. I just remember just saying, just give me a sign. Like, just give me a sign. And as I walked back, going back into the office, and then it was dark. There's some light because there's a Starbucks somewhere around there. And
I know what I'm
este,
talking about, I think.
yeah, well, that one.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
And the rest with behind of the Starbucks is dark. You only have some light.
Mhm.
You don't have a
Yeah.
lot of light. And tell
Mhm.
me why I'm walking back y a donde está lo más oscuro, like the dark part that I was walking, I literally saw a shining dime. A shining dime. And I had already walked there. I mean, I had already walked through because I have to walk to get to the dumpster.
Mhm.
I walked back and my eye just gravitated the attention to that shiny dime. I looked down, it was the dime. I bent and I did pick it up because I do pick up my dimes.
I did.
And my dimes, when I see dimes, it's for one of my guides.
Mhm.
For Rose.
Mhm.
It has always been my dimes has always been for her. And
Mhm.
I picked it up and I literally said, just thank you. And because of that experience, I had mentioned it to the person who did that class. And what I meant when I said it felt like a slap in the face because she actually used what I had said about the dime. She used it in the class as saying,
No.
it's just a coincidence that you stop into that dime. So I was like, no
The
way.
audacity. Oh my god.
I was
That
like,
oh,
no way.
that would
darn.
have been fight on sight for me. I'm like
Yeah.
oh heck no. Wow. Wow.
Too
So
bad we can't say names. No.
no, so then from there I was like, wow, it just te deja ese sabor mal en la boca, de
Mhm.
unas personas.
Oh yeah.
So I
And so
was like, okay, but
Says a
for me, even though, it was brought up and it was brought up differently from, from any of my understandings, I
mhm.
still try to keep it positive for myself. For me, it was like, okay, I asked for the sign, it was given to me, and that's
Mhm.
all I'm gonna take it as in,
See?
you know,
Mhm.
and forget about what anybody else had to say. For me, it was a sign that I asked and it was given to me. And I mean, what else can I say? I mean, I have walked through there, and I usually always, when I walk through, because it's so dark, I usually
Yeah.
always like try to, especially with a handful of boxes, you can't look down, but ese día nomás traía yo una caja. And so I was
Mhm.
able to kind of walk and kind of just, I was walking, and I remember just thinking, and I was like, I really do need a sign because me sentía yo súper cansada. Y, and to say that I'm coming back, and I just see the bright sparkling dime. Y déjame
Mhm.
te digo que el dime no fue a brand new dime. Este dime parecía que they had gone through something because the edges of
Oh
the dime
damn.
were really rough. Like that, it was rough.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Y hay a veces que me he guardado los dimes, pero
Mhm.
de tanto dime y dime, pues yo creo que ya lo usé.
Really? Yo no los uso. Well, actually, no. I kid. That never mind. I do. I do. Oh man. But no, these are great. Like I said, it's a sign when we need it and we look at it in a positive way. Um
It's always a positive way, whether you're having a good or a bad day. It's always going to be
Mhm.
positive coming.
yeah.
They're with us because they want to help us,
Mhm.
guide us.
Of course.
So it's all good or bad day. There's always positive coming from them.
Positive, yeah. It's
Yep.
it's it's how we see things, It's how
How you see
we
things going to turn out down the road,
Mhm.
like
see.
manifesting. You,
Mhm.
just basically the way you think. You think negative things are going to happen. Things are not going to go.
Mhm.
Start thinking positive and manifesting positive
Yep.
stuff. To come towards
Mhm.
your life. You know, first God and everyone else, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I think this is it's a good chat.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Definitely a
Yep.
good
I
Yes,
like
chat.
it
how we
was.
started with the dreams. Interesting
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
dreams.
dreams.
I did see that, this, I don't know, with a whole lot that's going on with the planets, and I don't know, too much going
The
up there.
power of
I
astrology.
I think, this was about something about, it was the dreams that had to do something, I think, with all of that. I don't remember much about it. I did see it somewhere, but that's when I started asking Katya, I'm like, have you been dreaming? Because I've been dreaming and I could remember my dreams. Uh,
Yeah.
the only dream that I didn't remember was the one from today. I do feel that I did dream, but I don't remember what I dreamed. I did
I'll
remember
come
the
to
one
you.
from yesterday.
I'll come to you.
That's for sure. um, but we have been having. I have been having some interesting dreams throughout this whole year. Some good, some bad, unfortunately. Bad porque, pues, en esos momentos, a principios de año, soñaba yo mucho con la muerte de un familiar y que, que falleció en marzo, abril. No, en marzo, ¿no?
This is bad.
So, but I mean, I think it was in March
In
or in
March.
April.
End of March, April.
Mm. No, it was in the middle of. It was in the middle of. I don't remember, but I mean, it's been this year, and um, there's always good and bad,
Yeah.
There's always dreams. There's always those dreams that we don't want to have, but I guess they are there to prepare us in some way. Um, of what's to come. Maybe it's como Joel me decía, no, don't think about it like that. Hopefully it won't happen. But I mean, I feel that if our dreams come is for a preparation, that it is gonna happen sooner than later. But this year has been pretty tough in our family. And it's curioso because por parte de nosotros, por mom side, from both of us, we barely had any deaths till this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is
Till
true.
this year.
Eso sí es verdad.
So
Sí.
we had to pay attention to our dreams. Our dreams say a lot. They say a lot. We have always been told from our mentor, write those dreams down. They'll come up.
Yeah.
They'll come up, something that will click within another dream. It will merge in, and you will find something, a meaning of it, at least, to try to defrase whatever it is. But we don't do it. I don't do it.
No.
I don't do it. I try to wake up and try to remember my dream because I have had a lot of dreams with Jorge's brother who passed away. Óyeme, en un concierto de Los Temerarios con él. O sea, yo no sabía that he was a big fan of Los Temerarios until that night that I
taste.
So
had.
you dreamt with him.
See, to that night that I had the dream with him, and I asked Jorge, I'm like, did your brother really like the Los Temerarios? And he's like, yeah. There was this one song, and I started singing a song, and he looked at me, and he's like, yes, that is the song.
He was there.
And I just saw myself with him, like in a tree house, just singing, and we were just singing out. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, and then I drank with
Was
him
it?
twice. Jorge's brother.
No, what song was it?
Oh man, I forgot. I have to
Wasn't
listen
it
to
la
the
última
song.
canción?
Esta es la última canción. There you go. Sí. Esta es la última canción. Oh yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a good song.
It is a good song.
But it's a good feeling to have these dreams and to try to remember them at least, and try to figure it out, their messages in between the lines of the dreams that we're able to remember in some of them. I mean, if we can, we could take note of them, but I know it's hard because we always wake up so busy already because we have our phones on next to us, and we already answering messages, phone calls, or whatever it is that comes
Yeah.
comes through. But yeah, this year has been filled with a lot of dreams, good and
Yeah.
bad, you know?
Yeah.
Eso sí. Eso sí.
Mhm.
Sí, but thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for joining us today. Let us know what dreams you guys had. Good, bad, share with us what dreams you guys had throughout this year. And then what symbols, if you guys have any, or any times that you find that you relate to, a loved one. Did you also dream about being in Texas and in some stranger's house you saw a light on?
Living in a car. Was it
Um,
an SUV?
yeah,
I don't
was
know. I
it?
just remembered it's just a car. I don't know if it's my car, the one I drive. It's just a car. I don't remember I was
That's,
driving a car.
I would love at least an SUV. A little more room.
For comfort, right?
Yeah, thank you for watching with us again. Like I always say, if you guys have any questions, any ideas of any episodes you guys would like for us to talk about, let us know. Let us know. And again,
Yeah, and I hope you guys really are enjoying our conversations of our experiences in different ways.
Yeah,
hopefully we can
many
have
different ways.
experiences to share, to share with you guys because
Mhm.
every single experience is different with everyone.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
maybe strange, it is, but in a cool way too. In a cool, I mean, I've heard of it, but it's pretty cool to hear from someone that that it actually could
Yeah,
happen. That does happen.
Mm.
yeah.
That's information right there. It's definitely doable. Now we can guarantee that's gonna happen that same
Happen all the
night, or
time. Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
There's- I
Yeah.
mean, you never.
Yeah,
Mhm.
When we fall asleep, we're pretty much not in control. At
that
least
is
I
very
was
Right.
in control. Our minds just go.
Yep.
No,
That's
and I have heard that we are more than capable of controlling things in our dreams.
mhm.
We just need to learn how to do it. We need to be aware of what we're doing, but we are more than capable of switching things around in our dreams. Now, do not don't experiment if you don't know where we're getting into, is but I have heard that yes, we can do that, but I guess it
Mhm.
takes time
Question,
and practice.
my question is though, will we get good rest?
Ooh.
Just think about it. When you dream and you think and you remember your dreams, how do you feel when you wake up?
Listen, sometimes
Tired.
See? Mm-hmm.
I feel tired.
that are like, not nothing like getting tased. So I guess that answers my question. Depending on the temperature I have, I feel like crap.
See, because if,
Uh,
if you if you think about it, once we dream, we feel like we sleep, but we don't feel rested. It's
I
like
Tell
guess
you
I
what,
dream about being at a cruise or some kind of beach vacation in order for me to feel well rested then.
this morning, I mean, even after like I woke up and I realized everything, I did feel well rested. I mean, I was up and riding on a horse, just cruising away. Like,
pero tu cuerpo, how does your body feels?
good. It felt good. Listen, I had a hell of a good day today. I mean, it all started with
I
that dream,
bet
and
your little
it just
Joao
You're
inside was
glowing.
excited.
Yeah.
felt like a little. Again, it's just that feeling that I felt inside me, like that joy inside me, was
Mm-hmm.
was pretty cool. And then today I went to pick up my parents at the airport, so that was another excitement. I got to see them. They were gone for a week, so it's just it's a good day. Good
Yeah.
day. Hell of a good day. And you need to cherish those because you don't always have those as much as
Yes.
That is true.
That is
you
true.
know,
Yes.
cherish those and remember them. Remember them.
Alrighty, guys.
Alright, guys. Let's try it out.
Bye bye.
Thank you for joining us on No Clue.
Good one, guys. Stay safe.
Bye.
Stay safe out there.
Bye.
Stay warm. All right, bye.
Bye.